Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm excited to be here and share a new story with you. Recently, things between my wife and I have been tense, mainly because of her best friend, who also happens to be married to her brother. To keep it short, my wife goes out of her way to fulfill their every need, from caring for the kids to running errands. When I express any concerns or offer my opinion, she just brushes me off, making me help without considering what I have to say. She completely disregards my feelings. The situation came to a breaking point at my nephew's birthday party, which was hosted by my sister-in-law. My wife was hyper-focused on making sure everything went perfectly, and I felt like she was more concerned about the party than our family. My 3-year-old daughter was holding an animal balloon when she sought comfort from my wife. Suddenly, a 5- or 6-year-old boy ran into her, knocking her over. She started crying, and I rushed to help her up. My wife, trying to lighten the mood, joked, "She needs to watch where she's going." I was frustrated and snapped, saying, "Don't blame her for getting knocked over by a big kid." Unfortunately, the boy's mother overheard, and my wife accused me in front of her best friend and everyone else, telling me to shut up. To make matters worse, she later scolded me for having a moody face just 15 minutes after the party ended. That night, I sent an email to a divorce lawyer seeking advice about my situation. The next morning, I spoke to the lawyer who explained that in Scotland, if one person wants a divorce, it could take over a year unless both parties agree on unreasonable behavior. If my wife doesn't cooperate, the process could drag on indefinitely. I took my daughter to my mother's house and then confronted my wife. I told her her behavior at the party was unacceptable and pointed out that if I had told her to shut up in front of our friends, I would have been blamed for it. I made it clear that I had held back during the whole incident, but I was fed up with always being the third wheel in our marriage. To make my point, I printed a divorce leaflet from my lawyer's website and placed it in front of her. I told her I couldn't let our daughter grow up in such a hostile environment, and I wouldn't continue sacrificing my own happiness for her obsession with her best friend. My words seemed to affect her deeply, and she cried, almost breaking down, which made me feel guilty. I don't believe she's a bad person, but her loyalty to her best friend seems extreme, almost like brainwashing. She agreed to sit down and talk seriously after I got off work, though I was doubtful. I felt it was the last chance for both our marriage and for my daughter. Some people have speculated that my wife may have romantic feelings for her best friend, and while I can consider this possibility, I haven't brought it up directly yet. I might address it during the conversation as her loyalty to this friend seems odd. Thanks for all your support and advice. Last night, we had a heart-to-heart. She apologized and admitted that if the roles were reversed, she would also consider divorce. I reiterated how frustrated I was that she put her best friend and sister-in-law ahead of our family. I pointed out that while the car accident was an unfortunate event, it was incredibly unfair of her to not support her daughter and disregard our feelings entirely. She acknowledged her mistake, and then I asked her directly if she had any romantic feelings for her best friend. She fidgeted but didn't give me a definitive answer. The future of the situation remains unclear, and while I'm trying to stay hopeful, only time will tell if things will truly improve. She shared with me that years ago, back in high school, she and her best friend got drunk on a night out and shared a kiss. Nothing else happened, but she kept it a secret and didn't want anyone, especially her brother, to find out. That's why she went to such lengths to make sure S was always happy. I asked her if S had ever threatened to reveal the kiss, but she denied it, saying they had never talked about it. She believed it would cause embarrassment if the rest of the family knew, and she swore she had no romantic interest in her best friend and was straight. I told her that the past didn't matter to me, but it couldn't impact our relationship moving forward. I made it clear that if things didn't change, I would leave for good. To my surprise, she apologized once more and promised she would try to work on it. I told her that I needed to see real changes, so I put her on probation. I explained that if I felt nothing had changed, I would take our daughter to my mother's, and she accepted this condition. For now, we are proceeding with caution. I know this update isn't what you might have been hoping for, but I believe it's the best course of action for all of us at this moment. I've mentioned before the struggles I've had with my wife, especially concerning her obedience to her best friend. now her sister-in-law. She has committed to trying to work on it, particularly because it's been so damaging to our marriage. But today, I believe we've reached a breaking point. Today is my birthday, and as the clock passed midnight, my 4-year-old daughter gave me a big hug and kiss, which was such a heartwarming moment. My wife handed me a card and told me that my gift hadn't arrived yet. I'm fairly certain she either forgot to order my gift or ordered it too late. I logged into work and went about my day as usual. My wife left for work, and my daughter went to visit her mother. There weren't any special plans for the evening since everything had already been arranged, but I wasn't included in those plans. And some other friends and my wife decided to go out for dinner and drinks because a restaurant coupon was about to expire, and my birthday was the only day they could get together. A big post was made on social media wishing me a happy birthday and mentioning how unfortunate it was that I had to work on my special day. That was a total lie, but it made her look better in front of everyone as though she couldn't spend my birthday with me. The problem now is that I have to constantly debunk lies whenever I plan anything with friends or family. To be honest, it was a terrible birthday, and I can't think of anything other than her shouting at me for choosing to spend my birthday with our daughter instead of with her. On a positive note, after picking up my daughter, we did some drawing together and played before bed. She even asked me why her mom wasn't there, which made me feel so depressed. Should I not feel this way? First, I want to thank everyone who replied to me and sent private messages, as many of you have supported me, while others have told me I need to stand up for myself and take control of my life. I've been struggling with all of this for the past few days because what happened afterward truly shocked me. It uncovered some harsh realities about my relationship, but I also want to see if these changes will stick. So far, they have. Let me first address those who were concerned about my painting. The day after my birthday, my wife offered to have sex with me. To be honest, this meant a lot to me because I can't even remember the last time we were intimate. I thought maybe she felt guilty about how the day had gone and was trying to make it up to me. But afterward, she told me that my gift wouldn't arrive for a few days, so we just have to manage without it for now. I wasn't disappointed because of the gift itself, but because she thought sex could fix everything, as if it made everything fine. Felt like a slap in the face, but I've survived worse. What really broke me, though, was her attitude toward S's birthday. S is probably the person I dislike the most in the world due to her entitled, parasitic behavior, which I can't tolerate. Coincidentally, her birthday is just a few weeks after mine. My wife told me all about her plans for S. She wanted to buy her a present from her favorite store, but the only option was a paper voucher, and the shop was 3 hours away. So she left me with our daughter while she made the trip. The next few hours felt like a blur of anger as I waited for the moment I would finally lose my temper. I took my daughter to my brother's house because I knew I wouldn't be able to control myself when my wife returned. When she walked in, I was sitting in the living room with one backpack for me and one for our daughter. She immediately noticed and wanted to know what was going on. I poured out everything I'd been holding inside. My words weren't coming out clearly, and the more I spoke, the angrier I became. But I couldn't hold it in anymore. I told her that she had ruined my birthday and putting her friend's birthday ahead of mine was unacceptable. I told her I was tired of being the third wheel in our marriage, that I had sacrificed so much just to make her happy. I had stopped seeing my friends because she could do whatever she wanted. I spent more time than she did doing housework but never got any appreciation for it, and then she used the lack of sex as a way to manipulate and control me. I cried and she did too. She denied all my accusations and immediately demanded to know where our daughter was. I told her that I wasn't going to let our daughter be used as a pawn. Eventually, we calmed down and agreed that I would let our daughter stay at home while she temporarily moved in with her parents. I agreed that she could come visit and we would try to work things out. I feel so exhausted these days, but at least I still have my little girl. I feel like I've done everything I could. I'm not sure what our relationship is like right now, apart from making arrangements for pickups and drop-offs. We barely communicate. Honestly, I'm still adjusting to the situation, and I need more time to think about the future. I've never lashed out at her like this before, but damn, it feels good, even if she continues to deny everything. If you like our videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.